How many of you were raised with parents who understood your highly sensitive nature and your intuitive abilities? Did they listen with interest to the fantastical tales of fairies, beasts, and golden beings, and did not doubt their existence? Did they encourage you to talk with your unseen friends, respect your abilities to see auras and read people's energies? Or teach you how to ward off the scary shadows lurking in your bedroom at night? How often were your suggestions listened to and heeded? Was your wisdom respected and honored? And you were treated as a capable person in your own right, even if you were small? If this was your childhood, then you don't need to listen any further. For the rest of us, did you see, hear, or feel things that scared you as a child? Maybe you saw ghosts and they followed you home, or heard voices in your head. You feared the night for all the scary shadows that lurked there. You felt threatened, scared. You couldn't tell anyone. No one would understand. The result? You lived in fear of the unwelcome information you continually receive. You didn't understand it, and you didn't know how to make it go away. You couldn't talk to anyone about it because you often were told, "Stop living in a fantasy world. Get real. You don't know what you're talking about," and so on. Your insights were so often pushed aside as a wild imagination, or maybe you were punished for some of the things you said, or worse, taken to the doctor. Sound familiar? I was one such child. I was afraid of the dark because of what lived in the dark. My mother, who was also very psychic, heard voices in her head as a child that urged her to save her younger sister, whose dress had caught on fire. Ever since that time, she didn't want to hear voices in her head. She went to doctors to get rid of the voices in her head. She denied her abilities, and heaven forbid that anyone talk about intuition, much less practice it. Add to this the teachings of the Catholic Church, and you have a formula for psychic denial in a big way. Anything intuitive was swept under the rug to never see the light of day again. However, when a person is given special gifts and talents, they cannot be ignored. You can deny them and try to push them away, but they will never go away. Even though everything relating to the paranormal was forbidden in my childhood, that didn't stop me from reading about it, dwelling in a fantasy world of my own creation, and learning everything I could about the paranormal and the sacred mysteries and energy healing and all sorts of things. But my intuitive abilities were never addressed, and I still didn't understand what I could do, much less how to send away the beasties that I saw in the dark. After I learned Reiki, a friend of mine asked me to send Reiki to a boyfriend who was in a dark place. Not knowing any better, I did so, only to wake up that night with my 3-year-old son's little hands around my throat. Over my head loomed a dark, malevolent shape. I got the message. I didn't do that again. It was about 15 years later, after I got my massage license, that my Reiki teacher and a friend enticed me to work with spirits and the crossed over ones and the dead ones, and deliberately travel to other dimensions. A few years later, I learned how to deal with the dark forces and ghosts. I'm not so afraid of the shadows anymore. I understand myself a lot more and my capabilities, and I have a few tools and weapons in my psychic tool chest to deal with whatever comes along. It's allowed me to have the courage to come out of the psychic closet so that I can share my gifts with you. You can do the same. Make peace with your innate abilities and see your intuition as a blessing, a gift from the divine to make your life better. I invite you to a 4-week intuition workshop. During these sessions, you will learn about your specific channel of receiving intuitive insights. You'll learn about connecting and talking to your spirit team and angels. And you'll address what's stopping you and interfering with your ability to connect with these spirit people. And you'll learn how to deal with the dark forces and protect yourself. There will be a Q&A call after this workshop to answer any other questions you may have. After you sign up, you'll receive your astronumerology and human design birth charts and an interpretation guide. You'll use these charts throughout the workshop to gain a greater understanding about yourself and what you can do and your intuitive abilities. Intuition is part of who you are. It's hardwired into your system. What would your life be like when you embrace this special part of yourself and use your intuition as a tool to make your life better, easier, and make choices that lead you more quickly towards accomplishing your goals? Or pick the right love partner, or select the best work opportunities, and generally keep you safe. You'll become more aware of yourself and the world around you. Most importantly, intuition is your connection to the divine. When you deny this part of yourself, you also are cutting off your lifeline to spirit, and life becomes a challenge, a struggle. It doesn't have to be that way. Embrace this powerful and important part of yourself. We all benefit when you do. You're invited to sign up below, where you can also find more details about the workshop and the dates. The classes will be recorded if you can't make it, and you can submit questions ahead of time, and I will answer them during the classes. If you have any other questions about this workshop, feel free to email me. Thank you for this opportunity to share my gifts with you. I'm Elaine Correa, psychic messenger and spiritual therapist. Hope to see you